elsewhere in the NFC West, the Seahawks beat the 49ers 28-21 in a game that is Breech, you pointed out in the Early Odds podcast, was completely one-sided in terms of the 49ers dominating the box score. Russell Wilson was 16-23 for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had less passing yards than 2 different quarterbacks for the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo suffered a calf injury that he said will, quote, keep him out for a couple of weeks, to paraphrase, will keep him out a couple of weeks.
Does this guy have more injuries than there are body parts?
He was very upset. He got very emotional about it. Was very
I think he said he was getting frustrated with all. He had like the I don't want to say the Andrew Luck demeanor, but he kind of looked like he was getting a little fed up with injuries.
Well, and he also mentioned that he was a little worried it could have been his Achilles, which would be a problem. So Breech, to the point, dominated by the 49ers, but the Seahawks get a win.
Yeah, this was one of those, if you did not watch every game, you woke up the next morning, you looked at the box scores, you would wonder how the hell the Seahawks won this game, because they got outgained by 223 yards. The 49ers rolled up 457 yards of offense. The Seahawks only had 234 yards of offense. It's kind of crazy. I'll tell you, the 49ers got bit by bad luck as soon as the game started because Robbie Gould got injured in pregame warmups. So now the 49ers punter is their kicker, Mitch Wishnowsky, and you can't just ask an Australian punter to start place kicking. That's not what these guys do.
You can.
Well, you can, but it's not going to go well. You know, these guys, the American punters, a lot of them came up also place kicking because that's just what you do, not the Australian guys. And so what happened is we had Wishnowsky miss a 41-yard field goal, miss an extra point. So that bit the 49ers. And then also special teams, more errors. Trenton Cannon botched 2 kickoffs. One of them, he just muffed it, and the Seahawks recovered and scored a touchdown on a 14-yard drive. And another one, he waved his hand because he was telling us.
No, he didn't wave his hands. He put his hands out.
He gave his hands the side. He gave
don't bother blocking. This is going to the end zone. It landed on the 1 yard line.
And it landed on the 1 yard line instead of going in the end zone.
And he may have done something else then, because he also
he muffed a kickoff.
No, I think he was also the person on a punt. He went down there and jumped on the ball, and then he rolled into the end zone for it to be a touchback. The ball would have been down at the 1.
That happened too?
And he kept rolling. It was number 49. I said, what is this? What is wrong with this guy? He's on a mission. So that's 3 things. Because I looked up, I said, why is he rolling to the end zone? And he seemed to not know that the rule is if you catch the ball at the 1 and do the barrel roll down the hill 5 yards later, you're going to be in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. So he had a really tough day.
So just with all those special teams errors, I don't know what this told us about the Seahawks other than that they're good at taking advantage of other people's mistakes, because that's what they did to win this game. Russell Wilson made some magical plays like he always does. He had some crazy thing where he should have been sacked for like a 10-yard loss, and then threw, I think, a 13-yard touchdown pass to Freddie Swain. He had a 16-yard touchdown run that was pretty crazy. So, you know, Russell Wilson doing his Russell Wilson things. But other than that, the 49ers just shot themselves in the foot 17 times.
There's a miserable 4th and 1, maybe? Call it midfield where Kyle Shanahan did an end around a Deebo Samuel that resulted in a loss of 2 or 3 yards. Just no business doing that.
No business.
I
look, I love Kyle Shanahan, the play caller and the X's and O's genius. I remain skeptical about Kyle Shanahan making the personnel decisions. I like Trey Lance, but why are we trading up to number 3 for a guy who's not ready to play this year? If you know that Jimmy Garoppolo can't stay healthy, and maybe they love Trey Lance no matter what, because we heard the report from Adam Schefter a few weeks ago that they traded up to number 3 with no real idea which one they like. I think maybe Mac Jones was in the running.
Yeah, stop pushing the Mac narrative. God, high on his Mac horse.
No, I think that's actually what the truth was.
Nah, Schefter was like backtracking to some weird, like he's like trying to.
Okay. But either way, the point remains, you give a ton for Trey Lance, and who was 9 of 18. A lot of that actually ended up being garbage yards at the end. He did have 2 touchdowns. One was a wide-ass open pass to Deebo Samuel for 76 yards. There was no one within 10 yards.
Well, I mean, it was a wheel route to Deebo, and there's nobody covering him. It was a blown coverage.
He was wide-ass open. Like, no one.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it wasn't like a tight window throw, but I mean, it's silly to disparage it for.
No, my point is that we're talking about all the yards.
Made that throw.
My point is that he has all the yardage, and the yardage, some of that is just, Breech notes every week. When guys score 76 yards touchdown and no one's near him,
if you take that throw out, he went 8 of 17 for 71 yards.
Thank you.
That's what Wilson's trying to say.
This feels like an agenda-driven Mac Jones homer trying to smash on Trey Lance because he wants Mac.
I like Trey Lance. But let me
Yeah,
ask
that's
you this.
right. Somebody in the chat, Bob Swirsky says that's Wilson piling on the Niners because he's still mad that they didn't take
I'm
Mac
not
Jones
mad.
free.
My guy Mac Jones was crushing it. Here's my question.
Mac Jones.
No. Are you trading all you traded as the 49ers to go get Trey Lance?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. Well, then you're probably excited about things
Trey
working out.
Lance has looked awesome for stretches. Like, give him more than just a half.
Okay, settle down. I don't know
Oh
about
man, if Trey Lance goes off, I'm going to be dancing all over your grave.
I like Trey Lance, but my point is that if you know your quarterback can't stay healthy and you know that someone's going to have to come in and you've admitted that Trey Lance isn't ready, I don't know what the plan is. That's all.
He's a rookie quarterback who was forced into starting at halftime. Like, that's hard. It doesn't usually work out well for the rookie quarterbacks.
I don't know what to tell you. You traded up to number 3 to get him. I mean, you knew he
Mac
was
Jones
going to
almost
play.
beat Tom Brady. Zach Wilson beat a playoff team from last year.
Yeah, I mean, what's your point?
Wait, what did you say, Breech?
Nothing.
Zach Wilson beat a playoff team from last year, and Mac Jones.
What?
Is that true or not?
I mean, look, at halftime,
If you're explaining you're losing,
right.
Go on.
Trey Lance got quickly, because of Trent Cannon's mistakes, got down 21-7 and was forced to try.
Now you're a Trent Cannon hater. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah, look, all right. Well, let's let this Trey Lance thing play out.
Let me just say that before
this is why they drafted Trey Lance, by the way, because they were worried Jimmy G couldn't get hurt.
Brinson, you can't exactly say that because before those mistakes happened, Trey Lance got 2 possessions while the game was still tied 7-7 and did 0. They had 16 yards total on those 2 possessions where they could have taken the lead if he had just gotten them into field goal range.
He came out, he had 28 yards, I think, but he came out of halftime not expecting. I mean, like he had to throw in there on short notice.
That's fine, but my point is, why are you trading up to 3 when you know your backup quarterback?
This is way too early to be dancing on their grave here.
I'm not. Those are your words, not mine. My only point is that why would you draft someone that's not ready to play this year when you know your quarterback and give a ball you gave up when you know your quarterback can't stay healthy? That's all.
Because he has more upside to help you win a Super Bowl.
You're fine. You're fine losing games this year, is what you're saying.
I don't think they're going to lose games. I think they're going to win this week with Trey.
Okay.
I think they will be fine without Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, that makes one of us.
Okay, they're 2-2. Let's settle down.
Tied for last.
Okay,
place.
let me ask this question real quick. I don't know if Steve wants to go to break or not, but this is a question that came up. Eric Casillas brought this question up too. $1 million. Do you feel more comfortable picking the winner of this division in the NFC West or the loser?
Like last place or first place? Is that what you're saying?
Are you more comfortable picking first place or fourth place? That's what I'm asking you.
The answer is fourth place, and it's the 49ers, right?
That's exactly what I said. The other two, Musso and even JJ, I think, and EK went in another direction. So you go ahead, Brinson. I'll tell you what they said.
Well, I mean, I think that. I mean, I don't think the answer is. I just think they're going to be close. All 4 teams are going to be close.
That's a bet.
How many teams out of the NFC West do you think make the playoffs?
I don't want to. I think I always thought there were going to be 3.
And who do you think is the odd man out right
You're
now?
not going to answer
Cardinals, odd man out right now.
The Cardinals?
I think the Seahawks are the odd man out right now.
Well, which is it?
Seahawks. I'll pick the Seahawks to finish 4th.
Are you going to pick the winner or loser? Or you're not going to do that?
I'll pick the loser and I'll pick the Seahawks. I mean, I don't want to bet $1 million on it. First of all,
it's not really. It's just play money. It's monopoly money. Well, okay. If you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it.
I just said I picked the Seahawks to be the 4th place team.
Brinson, we're not all 40-18 against the spread like Wilson. We don't know what it's like to have $1 million.
I know. Wilson's
That's right.
Peacock.
He's trying
they all said the Rams are going to win, which I thought was.
Oh,
that was bold.
Was this before or after the Rams lost to the Cardinals?
No, it was after all the games I played.
Actually, I kind of like that idea. I think that's actually smart.
Well, you already said Seahawks, so you've already made Russell mad, so you got to live with that.
All right, well, that's fine. Whatever.